Good morning. It is 8:31 on Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. This is the meeting of the Sandpoint Arts, Culture, and Preservation Commission, and we are now to order. For the record, I am Chairwoman Ellen Sussness, presiding in the City Council chambers in City Hall at 1123 Lake Street in Sandpoint, Idaho. Commission members who are absent today are Barry Burgess, Anna Combs, Karen Miedemeyer, and there's Rick. Okay.
I heard his laugh.
And the commission members that are present are myself, Kate McAllister, Caitlin Shook, Keely Gray, Mike Lithgow on Zoom, and Rick Dicker is here. All right, we will now proceed to the approval of the minutes from the commission's last meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the August 13th, 2024 meeting.
So moved. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there?
It's one of those mornings.
One of those mornings. It'll be a vote. All in favor? There we go.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. To financial report. Can you give us the financial report?
Absolutely. So Sarah met this morning. So these numbers are fresh. For the Downtown Arts Fund, we have $191,163.81. In the Northern region, we have $103,996.40. For Silver Box, the advance to date was $18,315.22. The remaining balance is $1,684.68.
All right, is there any questions on that? And Hannah Combs just walked in. All right, let's move on to commission business, the arts. And the first item on that section is the report of the current Silver Box cycle and the next.
Hey, so just as a reminder, our Art on Loan program is the Silver Box Public Art Program. We have it featured in 3 locations. The 3 pieces are Annalie Harris and Dave Gonzo.
Me too.
And then we have Ursula Roma. So just as a reminder, Anna and Dave's sculptures are local. Ursula is from Ohio. I'll be in correspondence with the artist, scheduling a de-install by the 21st, which was in the contract. And I've been working with our ACHP work team, and we've been talking about the Silver Box program. And we also brought it up in the budget that we all agreed we do want to continue on. But Ellie, you brought up a good point that an install in the springtime is a favorable moment. Is that correct?
That's correct. We've actually always done it in the fall, which was not my favorite time of installation. It just happened to be how the logistics worked out for staff the last couple times that we did the program. So we'd like to rejigger it so that we're installing in the spring for a beautiful summer season.
And we do think it is important to get public art back out there, and it is a little bit of a tight time to do another cycle, but I think it is important. So if we were to do another cycle, we'd get started pretty soon. It has to be in alignment with our commission meetings and council meetings as well. So it's a little bit of a magic per the calendar, but we were able to play with some dates, and I still have to run this by leadership, but essentially we would hope to do the call. It would be a 2-week call, and we would not use cafe this time and see what happens by going through and using all of our city website, our social networks, and then all of you, if you could be making sure that you're all communicating with artists and letting them know about the local opportunity and see what happens. And hopefully we were able to get a nice selection. And then the hope would be that we would install it by October 30th.
Is one of our channels POAC?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
So yeah, if we do a quick call and we do a short 6 month installation, and then we're on it in April and we get another call going next spring install, which
The stipend would be half, which is $500. We have that already in the Silver Box Fund. It would cover that cycle, and then it would also cover the printing of the labels. So that's one aspect of this. The other thing that's been happening is we've been working on a template for public art calls. It has been run through leadership and approved, and it was really great because we were able to use it for this cycle. And I'm just gonna go ahead and show you, it's a Word document. And I love having templates, and we're going to continue to work towards that to streamline everything. So pretty much we followed the last guideline, and then it has everything inputted to make sure that the artist is protected and the city's protected, all parties are. So it's a really solid call. In here, you can see we have the $500 honorarium, the 6-month loan. And this is the call that I had presented to you all earlier, and you were in favor of it. So we went through, the beauty of this program is it's been highly fleshed out through all the years. So in the criteria, you can see it has, how it needs to be secured according to the footprint. It can't be kinetic, it can't have a water feature, has to be less than 300 pounds. These are all great moments of experience. And then this is really important. We have our submission and scoring, and this is going to be the way that we move forward with all of our public art calls. And that way you have a solid 1, 2, and 3. And then the other thing that is in here is the ability to be flexible when it comes to council. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Can you get that off our website, off the city website? Or do you get that?
So this is an internal call that we use. So with every project, we'll have a program description and then we'll have the call. And all of this, actually, it will be available. And when it will be available is when we present it to council, and it will be a part of a council packet, the agenda. So they can go online and look underneath that agenda and find it. I'd be happy to send this to you as well.
Yeah, because I have an artist in mind I should send this to.
Fabulous. Good, good, good.
And you worked with Cheryl at Central Services while we worked
That's correct.
through you to work out the criteria and the scoring system. We worked internally to make sure up to snuff.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
And so what would happen is Central Services would post this, and then there'd be a link to the call, and that's when you could send it out to everybody you guys know. So it'd be like all teed up for you and really easy for them to be able to apply.
And you'll maybe send out an email saying when that's.
Absolutely. So this isn't, I did put this as an actionable item because I want us all to be in agreement of this. So it's 2 things. It's, you guys are happy with the Silver Box project call that we put together in the work team, number 1. So that's a full consensus on that. And then number 2, moving forward with a second call, well, a next cycle, I guess would be the most appropriate way to put it. But it will be shortened to 6 months and with a $500 stipend. So those would be the changes. And in terms of the install date, that will really be up to leadership in terms of what works on council schedule, but that is our goal.
How do y'all feel about doing a little shorty call?
I
And
think
then-
it's important to not have them be empty.
Right.
I love walking around downtown and seeing it and being like, hey, I was part of that.
you know, like I show it off to everybody that I walk around town. I'm like, this is what we do, in case you're thinking we're doing nothing.
And something we may want to tell our artists is they're more than welcome to resubmit their artwork too. And so that could be a possibility if we
Just
come
saying,
up with,
I'd love to see Dave's tree stick around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
enough
love
of the selections. I think we can be creative with this one because we just don't have a ton of time. The other thing to consider is we can start working on that next cycle of call during the winter time in hopes that it will be prepared and ready for, what was it, an April release?
Yeah.
Actually, an April install is what we came up with.
Yeah, ideally, I could see this short-term part coming down. The new one's ready to be installed the next day. If we're on the ball.
Since we're working with council schedule, would it be feasible if, say, we had council approve the spring cycle in February or something, and then with those dates in place to do it in April, or do they like to work on a shorter time frame? Like we'll approve it at the beginning of April and it'll be installed 2 weeks later.
That's a great question. I'll talk to my leadership about that.
In fact, I think we'll be starting to work on it in February, because then logistically, we'll be able to present it to everyone we need to present to. Plenty of time.
Only conflict about pulling those two cycles together is that next cycle is going to be different in terms of, so it might be a little confusing.
Yeah, okay.
But otherwise, I think that would make sense.
All right, so our motion has to look like approval of the 6-month,
Oh,
the 6-month.
Motion lady?
Got language.
okay. I move that we approve the 6-month call, the new template format.
Is there a second?
Second that.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes.
And the second half is what? Or was that the whole?
That was
I guess
perfect.
that'll work, yeah. Like, I'm good for something. Waiting for it. Oh my gosh. I'm not very artsy, but I'm good.
All right, so next steps are, since we have the call pretty much finished up, Heather will run everything by leadership, make sure that we're all good, and we'll get on the schedule for city council. And then as soon as we get the approval on that, we'll get the information out to you guys so you can share it with all your artists.
Thank you all.
And
Great, yeah, good job, good work.
Thank you. All right, next up, the update on the Paint the Plow Community Involvement Plan.
You speak to this, Ellie.
All right, well, we, as you can see, we have a poster and a ballot box and lovely ballots. By the time you today, I hope you'll fill out a ballot with your choices for the individual plows. We have one of these boards up in the lobby at City Hall here. And this one is gonna go to Miller Paint, so you can let your friends know that those are the 2 locations. I anticipate maybe taking the lobby one out into the world a couple times during the next couple months. I don't know exactly when that will be. I took them out to the movie in the park and had a lot of responses, people who were really. So, yeah, let your friends know that, got this going on, and the end of October, I'll put them all on the list, and we'll, let the street department,
Yeah.
take a look at it.
I think I'll talk to the leadership on maybe the mayor wants to be involved in it too, or who, but definitely streets, and they've been so excited. In fact, one of them tracked us down. I was like, yes, you're gonna name that. So I think having their input is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
And look at the amazing people behind them too.
Yes, absolutely. They were very helpful to us when we were actually doing the paintings. And we've made some images to go on the social media. So
And they'll only last like one season, right?
yeah,
And then, okay.
and that was always the idea that it's temporary
Mhm.
and we'll hopefully do it every year.
Yeah.
It was a low impact, you know, low
Well, it's like with the community driven programs,
Yeah.
the community is the artist.
Mhm.
And Miller Paint sponsors all of the supplies. They're so
Nice.
incredible. And, but it tends to not be as sustainable because it is a paint on either concrete or plow or wherever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love that it definitely ignites more engagement when it needs to be refreshed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Creations was a big partner with this one.
Oh,
Which was wonderful.
big shout out to Cherry Makings and
So we'll definitely, once they're named, do a really beautiful PR release on all and get the word out.
Yeah, yeah.
any questions, comments? All right, let's move on then. The next one is update on placemaking in the downtown parking lot.
So you all were amazing and you did such a brilliant job contributing ideas and also understanding how much you wanted to spend out of the downtown fund. The Sura Downtown Arts Fund. What has happened, the engineer came back with some renderings and the leadership and the project manager looked at it and just felt like there was some room for some new ideas. And so essentially we are going to be working on that project in the winter time and then in hopes of having it installed probably around the spring. And I think that that's brilliant. We don't want to rush these things. Some of it will be changing, so we'll all work together on taking our ideas and re-looking at placement according to the new designs as that comes further along. So we really appreciate everything you guys have done to be a part of it.
And again, that just gives us extra time to really delve into this deeply and also have the logistics, the ability to go to Sura meetings and city council and get the approvals that we need without feeling rushed. I think it's great. So we'll revisit that. Next. Yeah. Questions, comments? Moving on then to our culture section. Next, the Community Character Hour radio show. The next topic is the Lion Village.
And you want to speak to that?
Meeting on Wednesday, together our outline, but there have been 4 different long bridges since 1910 when the first one was built. For that, we had to get across in a different way. So we'll tap into the before, the during, and all the way up to the present on all bridges that existed, which back in the day was the longest wooden bridge in the entire.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard about that a little while ago, but it's
Mhm.
nice for a reminder.
It's so cool. It should be a good one.
The feedback's been really positive. I've literally been in meetings where someone's like, yes, I know about that. I was just listening to that. So I feel like the education is
Right.
happening and people, and they're having fun.
It's a little tough to find the saved versions on the website, but if you scroll down, you can find them. In fact, I posted all 3 that we've done so far on my Facebook just 2 weeks ago. And I listened to them all. They were fantastic. You guys are great.
Super fun.
Well done. All right, moving on then. Historic preservation. Let's get an update on the historic walking tour summer program.
So we had our walking tour. It's on the last Friday of every month. Michael Bigley He's incredible. So he's an LPO actor. He has literally done every single tour for us. So we're so thankful. He's also a teacher though, so he had to go back to his actual job. So we are looking for a historic storyteller for this tour for September. So if any of you are interested or know someone that is, I'd really appreciate you letting me know.
What is the date?
It will be, calendar, great question. So September, so we would be looking at the 27th.
I'll check with him too.
Perfect. And I think we definitely want to, as a group, revisit this and figure out how, I know I said this in the last meeting, but the magic of expanding our storytellers. And maybe it's the time and date, that we can be more flexible on, that works for, so we can have a larger audience. Maybe we do it on the weekend and then Andrew can participate, because I know there was a work conflict with that. So kind of sitting down with everybody and putting our minds together and figuring out a great force.
I think time is a huge barrier for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Just Fridays at 10 a.m. Most people are working.
Absolutely. So, but the tours have been so well received and Michael's amazing at it and.
He loves it.
Oh,
Let's talk about the fly man or whatever. I would just want all the gross stuff.
You should hear Andrew talk about the fly man. It's hilarious.
whenever we get the ghost tour, if the museum does it, whenever that happens, we'll let you know. And then you can really talk about ghost stuff.
Yeah.
I know we've got a lot of interest in that.
I know,
We
right?
need to get-
So yeah, I think it's a wonderful program that we have, and it really highlights all of our important historic buildings downtown. I think there's also room for expansion, but the focus right now would be building up that core, and then the world's our oyster. I mean, maybe we do different series, or we support the museum in their tours, and we start doing a residential tour. So I always see different communities doing like tours on bicycles or running through historic residences. It's just, there's so many fun ideas, but I think the key is being able to have that volunteer core to be able to make them happen.
Any other questions or comments on that? All right, next up is the discussion on outreach for the historic residential call for information.
Okay, so you guys were so brilliant in our last meeting and brought up the idea of how do we really ignite, sorry, my screen's a little slow. Our residential call for information, we haven't had any come in. But I think it's been great because it's been a passive way to figure out how to reach the community through a form. And so I think we're winning in that regard. I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna stop this and reshare it. So it's it's not Monday, but it feels like Monday to my computer today. Here we go. Let's try it this way. There we are. And you guys brought up the idea of doing door hangers on historic residential properties. That would be great candidates. Ellie pulled this guy together. It's good. So we would cut these in half. And do you guys like this idea still?
Mhm.
Getting together on bicycles or walking,
Yeah.
having fun, being prepared for people to come out and be like, what are you doing?
Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. I'm used to it. We got it. Don't worry.
So I'd be happy to print them out here at the city and get them cut. I mean, how many do you all think we need?
I don't even know. I say, let's just start with a number and,
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
50.
yeah.
Perfect. And then do you guys want to work together on figuring out when you go out to do this? Or do you want to divide and conquer separately?
For me personally, it would be great to divide and conquer because I literally take my dogs on a walk down South Sandpoint like every other day. So
Fabulous.
the only thing I would ask is that we have a way to attach, like if we're putting them on doors or we basically just like flushing out the idea of like, is it an actual door hanger that we're putting on their doorknobs? Are we taping it? Are we, where are we putting this? Just so
Can't put
that,
it in their mailbox.
yeah, so like, where are we putting it so that it's not, I'm not gonna get shot.
You live in South Sandpoint. I live there. It's, well, just don't come.
But just a way so that we can actually like put it in a place where they're going to see it.
Mhm.
Yes, and then the other thing I think about, if we all are doing it, not holistically, we need to keep track of
Where?
where.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I think of you as being a point person for this.
Oh, good one.
I would,
Nice
I would,
input.
I would love to.
We can do South Sandpoint together.
Okay.
Cause
And then
I walk by your house every day.
anybody that wants to participate too, you're more than welcome to. My suggestion would be just to communicate to Keely on what houses you've done or a region that you want to do. Does that make sense?
Could you send out an email to all of us, like
Yeah.
with this kind of in a
Yeah.
condensed
Little
form?
package.
Thank you.
Perfect, absolutely. Yay. Okay, so in terms of application of how do we put them on the house? We could do tape. I don't know. Maybe I can't legally say that.
Right.
I know that's the tricky part because you don't want to invade anybody's privacy. But
Can you
you do
put it-
want to get their attention.
Can you put it on the mailbox, but not in the mailbox?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Cause isn't that,
Nope.
Don't touch the mailbox.
Don't touch the mailbox.
don't touch me.
Could they just like slide into the door? Jam like a.
Yeah,
top
I've
of the
seen
doorknob?
people do that. Like open the screen door and put it like in the screen door.
Too bad you
Put it
can't
on
put
the
a
screen door.
hole in it.
Honestly, if we,
Put it on
honestly,
the
what we
doorknob.
could do is if their car is parked, like in their driveway, cause there's so many driveways
Oh, yeah.
out in that area, we could literally just put it under the windshield, cause everybody does that.
Yeah,
And then when they get to their car, they'll see it.
We carry a pocket of gravel and just put it on their doormat. Hanging rock.
heart-shaped rock. That'd be fine.
Other thing I've seen with campaigns is like a rubber band. out
Yeah,
there
I
and,
was gonna say that, a hole punch and then.
and-
Oh, that's a great idea. And then you wrap it.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I have a lot of rubber bands I can donate. Okay, can someone,
On the door handle of their car?
um,
Under the
On the
actual
actual
box.
doorknob.
oh, so you, do- would you all
You just put
be,
it through and.
if I provide the supplies, would you guys be willing to cut, hole punch and rubber band?
Let's do a work party.
Let's do a work party.
Let's do a work party.
I'm gonna let you coordinate that.
John, hey, you guys wanna have a work party? Here sometime in the near future?
And then, so what I'll do is I'm actually gonna email you directly. I'm gonna give you everything and then I'll have you,
As long as I can have access to a place here.
we'll figure out how, in according to not violating Robert's Rules of Order, a team gets together to put this,
Oh, yeah.
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 Disclaimer.
Is it 3 people? Or
We
four?
just can't have a quorum.
Four.
And you can't directly contact everybody in a group.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. It's gonna be fabulous.
Can you city provide us the snackies? Hey, you can't have a work party without snacks or drinks.
Good point.
I love that. I do not have a budget for it.
We can bring
We
sweet,
can
Yeah.
bring stuff.
bring a jug of whiskey.
Yeah,
Great. We will need snacks.
I am no longer.
We're
So pretty much I'm supplying you guys with it and then you all have fun with it, not violating.
I don't know
Robert's
if, I
Rules of
don't know
Order.
if this one should be involved. I get a little reckless.
I'm super excited. I know it will be fabulous.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
All right, do we have a time frame for getting this done?
Before the snowfall.
Before the snow falls, yeah. Honestly, if we could get the email out this week and schedule the work party with supplies within the next 2 weeks, that'd be great.
so we have, can you do Mondays at 9 o'clock?
Potentially.
Okay, we have a standing work party or work meeting and you can be there doing it while we're talking about public art templates. So
Mm.
that is kind of a neat
I
moment.
like it.
Yeah, that's already set up. So, okay, perfect. I love it. Gonna
See,
be-
Heather, you just set it up for me. See what you did there? It's making my life
It'll
easier.
be fun and I'm sure we'll get some feedback and I think this is a trial and error program too. So, all in all, I think people will be really excited.
Mhm.
So definitely let's think about South Sandpoint, but we'll also think about like I have it in my mind, it was a 2010 reconnaissance study that was done down at the historic houses over in the Boyer area.
Yeah, like home store.
Thank you. So there's that region, and what I can do is get those surveys to you guys.
Split it up by survey.
That's a great idea. And then also I always think about those little bungalows that are kind of out and so directionally challenged, but like out in Bowier where like a farmhouse would have been. So
Mhm.
yes, we have our neighborhoods, but let's not forget those little onesie twosies that might have history, but be kind of isolated in a different area as well.
You guys don't have anything that could help us, do you? Like map wise?
Not an easy map to follow. But yeah, I could help with the North Boyer section up to the roundabout and just try to identify which houses are historic up there.
Perfect. We do have our iPress software that I'll send out to all of you, and you'll want to be creating a login account. So this was a 10-year program that the State Historic Preservation Office did. And essentially it's an ArcGIS map that has every single survey on there. So that just occurred to me. And so you can actually zoom into certain areas and click on it, and it will show the address and the log and everything like that. So I think that that would be a really powerful tool to use too.
Are we only doing homes or doing any businesses?
So this is just focused on residential. But according to the success, this is certainly something that could be foundational work for other projects such as commercial. Very fun. Thank you all.
Yeah, this will be great. Have we gotten any other responses in the last? With that?
We haven't. We'll find the secret sauce.
Should we?
Was
Put
there
it out on the social media again?
Yeah, it's current, that's a great idea. We can relaunch it. It is currently on our news and events on our page.
have you guys done any press with the Reader or the Bee?
We haven't. So that might be a great time to,
'Cause I feel like Ben would jump all over that,
yeah.
or Zach for that matter.
And Hannah, we need to connect, but you had that idea of the Sandpoint magazine, so that's something,
Oh, right, Chris Bessler.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chris would be great to tap.
Trish. Or well, we did about that one.
Yeah, so that's a potential opportunity, but yeah, if you guys are interested in doing a story, I can with our communications at the city and put something together.
Actually, that might be nice because then people will understand why we're
Yeah.
coming to their door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good point, because it might be good to do that before
Yeah.
we have everything going out. Yeah. Which would be kind of a quick turnaround though.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think we have a great path forward on this.
Love it. So, any other questions or comments on that? So we're wrapped up with the main agenda. Is there any general announcements or comments from the group today?
Our Shook Twins Thanksgiving show is going on sale today. It's gonna be November 30th. Like always, Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You guys are gonna be in Spokane at Volume this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
And also
Hoping to show up.
Halloween.
And at Halloween, yeah, Keely's gonna sing with us our November 1st. We're doing
Nearly
it.
plots when she asked. Like freaked out.
It's our side project called Side Boob, which is a celebration of women in music, and it's so much fun. And we cover 90s pop hits only by women as well. And it's so fun. So we're gonna ask all local musicians that we know to sit in with us. But then there's a 7-piece core band from Portland that will bring. It's so much fun.
And is that at the
That's at the Hive on
Okay.
November 1st.
And I hear that sells out, so I need
It
to
sells out everywhere, but
get tickets.
it's the first time you come to Sandpoint.
Please.
Oh, it'll sell
I would
out.
hope so.
All yours.
We also have LPOs. For the first time, we're in production for 2 shows at the same time. Super stoked because there's a Decker that has joined our ranks.
Yep, the littlest one.
Yep. So excited. So Steel Magnolias opens October 11th at the Canada. And then Christmas Carol will be up the week before Christmas. So get your tickets for Steel Magnolias. They're on sale right now at our website, lprep.com. And also we are relaunching our education program. So I am offering classes for youth, I have youth drama class, which is 8 to 11, and then I've got teen drama, which is 12 to 17. And those will meet Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 6. And if you have any kitty winks who want to get involved, that'd be awesome. Registration's on our website.
The museum is bringing Jack Nisbet to the Hartwood Center this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. He is a renowned expert on the early history of this region. He's written 8 or 10 books on the early history of the Columbia River Basin. So he'll be doing a talk on David Thompson when he first came through this area in 1809 and what the land and the people and the animals of this area were like that he encountered here on that first big expedition through North Idaho. So
Are there tickets available for that?
yes, they're on our website at bonnercountyhistory.org.
Thank you.
So you guys bring so much to our community. We so appreciate it. I just wanted to relay a message from Karen. She wanted to be here. She was going to via Zoom, but unfortunately she had something that needed her presence. But she said that things are going really well with the rehabilitation of the Music Conservatory, which was originally our city hall. And she invites all of you to stop by and see what they're up to.
I've been seeing the windows go up there looking
Really
great.
nice.
Yeah, well, considering what they looked like before. I don't know how they worked in there in the winter.
We didn't,
Yeah.
or we had a whole bunch of blankets that we would tape to the windows in the creases. Or we would just be in Arcus the entire time.
Hey, Mike, did you have anything that you had going on?
Let's see here. Been working with the museum, and the gals from the museum came over and met with some folks from our culture program, which was really exciting. And it was a good opportunity to brainstorm some ideas about refreshing the exhibit at the museum in regards to Kalispell history and culture. So kind of building that relationship and continuing to work towards some exciting opportunities there. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Thank you so much for inviting us, Mike. We had a great time.
Yeah. Thank you for coming over.
All right. Well, if that's.
Oh, I've got
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, Ponderay Peddlers has a new executive director. She was gone for the last few years and just moved back. She's excited. She wants to, I met with her yesterday and she's curious. She wants to do more about the history of the trails around here, and she's gonna stop by. I think she was gonna stop by today
Oh, fabulous.
after the meeting, so we might be done before that, but yeah, she wanted to meet you guys. And
Who is it?
Emily Isich.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Garrett, her husband is the doctor who's gonna start at the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Reclaim Idaho,
Oh.
Emily and,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Garrett,
Oh,
yeah,
he's a doctor?
Now he is.
yeah, now he
That's why they were gone.
okay, yes, yes, I work at the hospital.
We're getting a doctor.
We are, that crazy? Yeah.
Excellent. Well, yeah, we'll look forward to meeting her then.
Yeah, but she's coming. She's got some excitement and some energy, so yeah, should be fun having her.
Always love those collaborations.
Right.
All right. Well, if that's it, then we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.